Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So here is my trailer, not the trailer breakdown video. I'm basically going to be talking about, I guess, what they teased in tonight's episode, where that's going to lead to the finale, because everything we've been wanting to see for the last however many months, since season 9 even, I would say, the last year or so with this Whisper arc is all coming to an end in the finale. When are we going to get this finale? Well, hopefully by October. I think we definitely will get it by October. It depends on how long, with everything going on in the world right now, it depends on when people can get back to work and all that, and it's safe for people to do so. That's what we're waiting on right now, so we'll have to wait and see. My prediction is the summer, I think July or August for sure. We may even get some more clarification on that tonight, because if they do interviews and they talk about the finale, what to expect and all that. Anything new that they reveal, I'll do a video on that. Any kind of scenes, if there is an actual trailer out there, I will break that down and talk about that. So this one here, I'm going to be talking about what to expect and things that will most definitely be happening in the finale. So before we jump in, I do have to warn you obviously for spoilers for tonight's episode, which is the tower. And also make sure to go follow me on Instagram if you want, I guess, just stuff that people post on Instagram. It's at Music Man on Terror Street. I'm going to be posting my review for tonight's episode on there. And yeah, I mean, we're super close to my goal. I wanted to get to 1,000 followers and we're at like 500 or something like that. I can't remember. So that's pretty good to get in one day. And I'm super grateful for that. So thank you guys for all the support and all that. And yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, get more behind the scenes stuff and my initial thoughts and reactions to certain things, just go follow me on there. Now, the big moment that is for sure going to be happening in this finale obviously is Maggie's return. Maggie is going to be a season regular for season 11, and I guess I should mention that in a week from today, I will be releasing my season 11 video, because that's when we would have gotten that, right? If the finale was supposed to air on April 12th, I would have done a season 11 what to expect video. So because we're not getting that yet, I'm going to be doing that then. Obviously, I can't talk about certain things because we don't know if Beta's going to die or not, right? So I will take that into account, because it's possible he survives the season and we'll get a little storyline with him in season 11. But there are major things to expect, and that's what the Commonwealth and casting. Maggie's son Herschel is going to be a part of this show, right? Like, he is going to make his return. He will be a part of this show. He's going to have, I'm sure, scenes with Judith, maybe scenes with Negan. What is that going to be like, right? We also have Pamela. You know, they're going to have to cast for Pamela, Mercer, all the other characters. Pamela's like annoying and just like the worst son ever, Sebastian, the kid that killed Rick Grimes. I can't even believe that happened. Like, wow. Now, as for how Maggie is going to return, or if you remember, Angela Kang did say that Maggie's return is going to happen in the nick of time. Like, she gave a teaser on Instagram about a month or two ago or something like that. A fan asked her, can you tease in any way how Maggie is going to return? And she just said nick of time. So when you consider what happened in episode 15, the Horde arrived at the hospital, everyone's going to be trapped. I think you can kind of put two and two together. Maggie is going to return and save them all, I think. That's going to be the big cliffhanger. Now, I think what we have to wonder about, and I think that's where it's kind of hard to predict, is whether or not Maggie is going to be returning with the Commonwealth, or if she will be returning with Georgie and just a different group. Because the Commonwealth will be introduced in the finale. It might be a very final scene thing, or it could happen really early on where we have those troops actually interact with our characters, taking out this entire horde. The princess returns with her gun and we have everyone together. It's a whole new cast now. We're going to have the princess with Daryl, and Maggie's back now, and Negan's around. Like, everyone's just, it's a different group, right? But the Commonwealth, they're going to be a thing in the finale, just because if you think about Eugene's storyline, this has been the storyline for him all season, and there's no way we're not going to see them at the very end here, because Angela Kang did say that this season ends on a cliffhanger. I think when you consider the fact that in the very first episode of the season, Eugene found a satellite, he built the satellite, started talking to Stephanie, and I was actually communicating with her, is now going to meet her, runs into the princess, and in tonight's episode, we spent time with the princess, they were still traveling there. I think in the finale, we actually make it to that place. They run to the Commonwealth. We get this scene here from the comic where they're all shocked. They're in the train yard. Maggie could be here. This could be the cliffhanger. Who knows? This is going to be the payoff for Eugene's storyline all season. And then obviously will be the main storyline for season 11, is dealing with, you know, Maggie, the Commonwealth, and all that kind of stuff. Now, in terms of the Whisperer arc and all of that, obviously Beta's horde is going to trap them in this hospital. And I think we're going to get a lot of insane and just really emotional moments between certain characters, because I think a lot of our characters are going to believe that they're going to die. We're going to have Negan and Daryl most likely trapped in a room together talking about a bunch of stuff. If that doesn't happen, we're just going to have a bunch of characters trapped, and Also, one thing to expect, and I think it's going to happen for sure, is Beta versus Negan. We still haven't gotten that yet. And that was a big moment in the comic. If they do this Whisper War arc, and that's not even in the Whisper War at all, that's something I'm going to be absolutely mad about, because I've been waiting for that forever. We've all wanted to see Beta versus Negan. And they've really set that up. Like, Beta never liked Negan. They hated each other, obviously, earlier in the season. Negan has now killed Alpha. Beta knows he did it. They even added that. Like, that was a piece of dialogue in episode 14, I believe. So they're building to this. So we just got to get that now. Like, Beta versus Negan. Maybe Beta's about to kill Negan, and then Daryl saves him. That would be a pretty big moment. Maybe Daryl kills Beta. But that moment is definitely going to happen. We're going to get that fight. Going to be epic. It could result potentially in Beta's death. As for the Aaron and Eldon cliffhanger, are any of those characters going to die? I mean, they're in a situation right now where it's like they're surrounded by whisperers, right? They can't just run out of there, kill those whisperers, and somehow get out. I don't see that being a possibility. I think someone could save them. I think that's most likely what is going to happen. They could just like maybe capture them, but Eldon already went through that, which is kind of hilarious for Eldon because it's like, shit, not again. Because if you remember in season 9, he got captured with Luke, so it's happening to him again. I mean, what did he expect? He was following them, right? They were just open in the woods. They were so close to the walkers too. Obviously, the whisperers were going to see them. So I think it's possible that maybe Maggie returns here, saves them. Or obviously Daryl could save them. I'm not sure exactly who is out there. Maybe Rosita's around. I can't remember where everyone is at, but it's possible that that just happens, right? That all of those characters, anyone who's like spread out or just around in the area, saves them and then they just leave. Now, as for any bigger deaths that are going to happen in this episode, it's hard to say because it's like with what they set up, it almost seems like Aaron or Eldon's going to die. And I just don't think Eldon's going to die. And I've talked about this in my review, but I don't think he's going to die because Maggie's returning. No one's at the hilltop from when she was there, right? Like Tara's gone. Jesus is gone. Enid is gone. Earl's gone now. Tammy Rose is gone. Everyone's gone from the hilltop. And I think they need Eldon there to be that connection to all of that. He was also the blacksmith working with Earl. So I think it practically confirms his survival for sure. Him and Maggie might actually form a relationship like we were all thinking could have happened in season 8. Obviously, that was a little too soon to Glenn's death then, but we were thinking maybe in the future that could happen. Well, I think that actually could happen because in the comic, she ends up with Dante. In the show, Dante was a piece of shit, so it could happen with Eldon. Now, as for Aaron, he's just kind of it's a strong possibility, and I think it would really suck, but obviously I don't want to hold back the show and just hate on every death that happens because I just disagree with it. I've disagreed with so many deaths, but it's only made the show better. So if Aaron dies, so be it. I'll be really sad, but that's just obviously, I think that just says a lot about the show, the fact that they can actually create characters that people feel sad about when they die. So if Aaron goes, it's going to be sad for Gracie, whatever. She's going to be really upset, obviously. And yeah, I don't know. I hope he doesn't go, but that is definitely a possibility. Now, as for the other two characters that I think could die, obviously Jerry, I talked about that in my Q&A video. I think he could die in this finale just because of that scene that happened with him and Ezekiel. It seemed very sad and emotional, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I think that could happen. And Gabriel obviously could die because he dies at this point in the comic. So any of them could die. I guess that's basically my 3 predictions as of now. I'll do a death predictions video in the future and go more into it, more in depth. But for the sake of keeping this video shorter, I think it's going to be either Aaron, Gabriel, or Jerry. Possibly Connie, but I'm still more leaning on the fact that I think she's going to survive. That's obviously going to be a huge reveal, right? That Connie has survived. I think because in episode 15, we had that scene between Carol and Kelly where Kelly forgave Carol. She even mentioned, no, my sister's still alive out there. You know, they reminded the audience that, oh yeah, Connie was missing still. So that in the finale, when she does show up, it's not going to be like oh yeah, I totally forgot she was missing sort of thing. Like they'll know. I think it was a reminder for the audience, and I think that's going to be a reveal. Whether or not she's going to have a bite mark on her neck, and that'll result in her death. If they do the Andrea death scene, we'll have to wait and see. We could get 2 big character deaths, right? We could get Connie and like Aaron or something like that. That is definitely really possible. It'll be really emotional, but they'll defeat the Whispers at the end of the day. Maggie's going to return. We're in the Commonwealth Arc. That is definitely possible. Because what happens at the end of the Whisper War arc, and I will say that for people who don't know at all, it is just a disaster. Obviously, they're happy they defeated the Whisperers, but what happens right after is Rick, after losing Andrea, and it's sort of the start of the Commonwealth arc, he is just very depressed and down. And he is like, I mean, he's very depressed and down because obviously him and Andrea were, it would be like if Rick lost Michonne. He would just be so destroyed. And so for the first however long, he was just completely down. He would sleep at her grave overnight. It was really hard on him. And we could see that with Daryl. If Connie does die, we could see Daryl really upset in season 11 and sleeping by her grave, him borrowing Rick's storyline, obviously, or maybe it goes to Ezekiel. Maybe Ezekiel gets bit on the neck and then it's Carol mourning over him, right? They can go in a lot of different directions here. That's if they choose to do that, but there is a chance, I will say, for 2 big deaths, and that's going to be who Beta kills and then whoever gets Andrea's death in the comic. But overall, I think it's going to be a very amazing finale. I think it's going to be very emotional. Like extremely emotional, very epic, and at the end of the day, we're going to be, I think, happy, but it could end very tragically because the season 9 finale ended in a very happy way. I just think season 10's finale is going to end differently, where they defeat the Whisperers finally, but obviously it's going to end tragically because, you know, we lost people, and I'm not sure who we're going to lose. I mean, there's really no hint at it right now besides the 3 characters I chose, but so whenever we do get this finale, obviously it's going to be really hard, but I really am excited. I'm looking forward to this finale. I can't wait to watch it. I hope we don't have to wait too long. I hope we get some more information on it. And whenever they do release any information, all that, I will do videos on it immediately. So if you want to stay up to date on anything Walking Dead, when to expect this finale and all of that, just make sure to be a subscriber. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the finale. Hopefully we get something tonight. If we do, I'll do a video on it immediately. If not, then again, whenever they do, I will do a video on it. But post your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys all thought of tonight's episode. And also, what are your predictions for the finale? What do you think is going to happen with Maggie, the Commonwealth? How do you think the Beta and Whisper arc is going to wrap up? Who do you think is going to die? And just, yeah, all of that. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.